Hey, what's up guys? So this video we're going to talk about cycling and cycling basics, specifically how you can as a beginner get into cycling. So what cycling is in a nutshell is just a meta in both Deadlocked and Up Your Arsenal, but this video is more for Deadlocked, although it does apply to the other one. That involves switching between the magma cannon, the sniper, and B6. In order to maximize your DPS or your damage per second. So in this tutorial, I'll walk you through the basics of cycling with a focus on the mechanics of cycling. There are a lot of strategies as well, but those are a little bit more complicated, and it's important, I think, as a beginner to get the muscle memory down for all the cycling, because once you get that down, then you can really start to focus on different ways of playing with it. So the first thing you'll want to decide is whether or not to use triangle or R2 to cycle. Both those weapons will let you switch your weapons, but R2 actually has a benefit over triangle in that when you hold R2, you can still move around, but if you hold triangle, you can't. Because triangle, you can use the left joystick to manipulate the quick select, while with R2 you use the right joystick to manipulate quick select. So that leaves the left joystick for moving. Yeah, so something to consider. Not, like for cycling, usually just tap the button, so it doesn't really matter, but there's definitely situations where you'll want to open your quick select and quickly choose a weapon. And that is a benefit of R2 over triangle. But I use triangle, so that's what I'm going to stick with for the tutorial. To start cycling, just hold R1, and then as soon as the weapon is fired, press triangle to switch. And eventually you'll kind of get the feel for this, so you'll want to start to like time it so that you actually switch before you even see the shot. And so here I'm just, by timing it and switching before, I'm just optimizing my damage per second. Now the next thing that you want to start doing once you get this timing down is you want to add movement, because if you just stand still and do this, you're going to die pretty quickly in a real game. So you'll start like adding your left joystick to strafe, and then you can jump with L1 or X. I prefer L1 because it lets me focus my thumb on triangle, but you can also switch between triangle and X, and a lot of people do that. Once you feel kind of comfortable doing this, or you get bored, you can start adding camera movement in between. So you want to aim, and the aiming is really where the fun part of cycling comes, I think. So doing it as quickly as possible isn't actually the best way to go. You'll want to start like timing the rotations of each weapon, right? So the B6, right, you want to look up and lob it. And then usually when the B6 lands, it'll flinch. It has a big area of effect, and it'll flinch anyone that's in that area. So that's a good opportunity to bring out the sniper and try and pick them off, because when they're flinched, they're not moving, which makes them an easier target. And the magma cannon helps with aiming the sniper, because the sniper has no aimer, but the magma cannon has a little dot in the middle. So you can line that up with like the ground or wherever the player is, and if you switch to the sniper, then it might help you make a shot. And that's basically in essence, what cycling is all about. It's just timing. Being good with the sniper is really important because it's the most effective weapon. And then also just being able to use the B6 effectively, which is something I'm still trying to work on. It's actually pretty hard. Specifically at distances. Yeah, and then when you want to move on from that, you can start practicing on node turrets. So you can just try and cycle them and kill them and move on to the next turret while moving around so that they don't hit you. You can challenge yourself by trying to destroy all the turrets without getting hit. You can also go to like a home node and try and do the same thing on the rockets, which I've done it like once. I'm actually pretty bad at that. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics of cycling. Might have another video out that tries to go over more of the strategies, but in essence that's how you want to start practicing in order to get the muscle memory down. And also I recommend watching the videos we have of different players cycling, because watching them you'll be able to pick up different strategies and things that they do that are helpful. Because everyone, even though like cycling is kind of the same, everyone seems to have a different play style, and you might kind of find your own play style, and you'll be able to pick up things from different players to help make that play style. I also recommend watching this old how to snipe tutorial by Republic, which I'll have a link for in the description. The video does an excellent job of going through not only strategies for how to snipe, but also the mechanics of sniping as well, which are really important for cycling. The next most important thing would definitely be the B6, which I really recommend just practicing, trying to like aim it and lob it at different targets, which is definitely important. And also another tip to turn your camera speed up. The patch for the Horizon server lets you go up to 400%, but by default the game only lets you go to 100, which is really slow. I mean, this is very slow. And it'll affect your gameplay a lot. So going up, you know, starting wherever is comfortable, and then as you get used to it, just turning it up a couple ticks will help a lot. I started at 100, went up to 125, and now I think I play at like 250, 300. And some people play on 400. And there's a lot of benefits. It lets you play faster. It actually has a little bit more aim assist with the sniper, which might help you. Yeah, definitely recommend doing that. And we'll have a video on like general movement tech coming up soon as well.